Hey.
Hui.
So where are we at right now?
Aloha nui kako. Eti kahiau. We are at Kākoʻo ʻŌiwi. Well, that's the organization that takes care of this aina. Our aina is called Hoi in the Ahupua'a, or land division of He'eia. And so He'eia runs from the back of Ha'iku, that valley way in the back there, includes this valley, Ioleka'a, all this aina, all the way out to Mokapu, which is where the Marine base is located now. And so today we're just going to talk a little bit about what we do here at Kākoʻo ʻŌiwi, and what we do is grow food. Main thing we grow is kalo. So we're going to walk a little bit over here. So this is our taro patch. And I'm just going to huki or pull this oha, which is a baby kalo. Yeah, and this baby kalo grows off of this parent taro corn. Okay. And so here's our kalo.
How long do you guys usually wait to harvest kalo?
With this variety, we usually wait about 7 months, and then it's nice and mature. And so there's a melenane, or a riddle, that talks about the kalo. So it's ku'uwahi'a, moku ke po'o, moku kahi'u, ho'i ho'i kawai'a ola hou. Which translates to, my dear fish, you cut off the head, you cut off the tail, you put it back in the water, and it lives again. And so that's talking about the taro plant. Yeah. So we can cut the leaves and use it for laulau, lu'o, cook it down. We cut off the corm here, which is the tail, and we use that to make kalopa'a, or poi. And then you put it back in the ground and it lives again. And then we just have generations upon generations of taro. So we're able to plant all these because our kupuna planted them as well. And so we plant the same thing our ancestors planted. And not just our ancestors here in Hawaii. Yeah, worldwide, our kupuna all grew food. And that's why we're here. But we do have some of our uncles that are planting today. So we're going to take a little stroll and check them out real quick. They're planting our new patches out here. And main thing with anything we grow is water. We need water to grow all our food. Yeah, and so just like us, if we don't drink water or we don't have water, we're just gonna die, guys.
How many different varieties of kalo do you guys have? Or is there in Hawaii?
In Hawaii, we do have over our kupuna would say we had over 300 varieties, but some might just have different names depending on where it was grown. Here we grow mostly, this is like a palau type of kalo, but it does well in all our lo'i. But we do have a small Hawaiian collection that's in our dryland garden.
Did you say Palau?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm from Palau.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, look, so you're kupuna. Our kupuna.
That's cool. Yeah, I heard that they was it the kalo was dying or something a while ago, or it couldn't last long. They needed to bring the taro from Palau to
to here to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Just in Hawaii, there's different varieties, and then a lot of people crossbreed.
Oh, crossbreed.
And so for us, we use the Palau because it grew really well in our bottom taro patches.
Oh, I see.
And so, as you've seen, when I got into that taro patch, it's only up to maybe like right under my shin, whereas our bottom taro patches come up to my thigh.
Wow, I see.
So those are deep. You gotta kind of swim in it, but these do really well in those taro patches.
Oh, that's cool.
And so this is what we grow. And the kalo is ono. The taro is really ono. Good for table taro, good for poi. And so this is what Uncle them are planting today. So we just have a little more to go, and then we'll finish the rest next week. But yeah, so without our limahana, everyone working together, we don't have taro. But our main thing too is just to grow food, whether it's taro, ulu at the bottom, but to continue to try and feed everyone, especially at this time. That's something we notice, people need food, right? It's essential that we actually all know how to do a little bit of farming, or know a farm close to you and you can get your eye. And so we work together closely with Papahanaukuola, which is in the back of Ha'iku. They actually take care of our main source of water, our headwaters. And so without them and what they do in cleaning the stream, we don't get water here. And so we do our best to take care of our waters. The waters that come down from them feed all our lo'i, come throughout all this aina here at Hoi, and will end at the Luamo'o and the Muliwai at the bottom, and feeds He'eia fish pond. And so making sure we all take care of our water, because it all ends up down there, feeding the limu, feeding the fish, and it's all going to go into our bodies.
Yeah, works all as one system. Yeah.
So we look at this whole aina as a body, right? That's the head, we're the belly, and out there is where all the new things are birthed. But same like our bodies, if we put junk stuff inside, then we're going to feel junk.
Yeah.
And so we just try to make sure that our opu and our belly is good and clean, so we feel good.
Yeah.
And then all our plants will thrive, and we can give we can share our food with everyone. And that's the main thing, sharing food, sharing mo'olelo, stories of our food.
Yeah.
And then even huli, when people need huli or want to grow their own, then come by and grab it. Yeah. It's not about keeping food to ourselves.
Yeah.
We all sit at the same table.
What's your favorite way of eating kalo?
I like poi. I do end up eating a lot of kalo when I'm cleaning it.
Oh yeah?
Just because we're cleaning, and then I cut a piece and cut another piece. So by the time I'm done cleaning kalo, I've ate plenty. But there's the gummy part of the taro, kind of like a mochi texture.
Oh wow.
And you catch that a lot when you're cleaning. So, I mean, you can ask most of us, we like that gummy. It's called ulika, like a ulika part of the taro. But real ono. Yeah, and it's like fresh mochi. Especially if you're cleaning when the kalo's still warm. Oh, it's just like... it's ono. Throw that in there. Did you grow taro at all when you were at home?
No, I was only in Palau for maybe like 10 years, or like half of my life, and I've always wanted to learn, because all my grandmas and my aunties, they'd go, but I left when I was 10, so I didn't really get a chance to do much when I was there. So, but I want to learn though.
Well, come by. Come by. Part of making lo'i again, so we have like wetland restoration, but part of making lo'i again is creating habitats that all our living things want to thrive in. Yeah, so the more we open this grass area and we create like little wetland places, which is what to me a lo'i kalo is, you can hear the I-O right there. So that's a native Hawaiian stilt who's starting to move up this way, because the lo'is are being reopened here and starting to nest up here. We also have alai ula that are starting to come back, and that's the mud hen. And so the more we create this comfortable space to live, all our native birds and fish want to come back. We do have a few invasive things that are competing with our native fish. So we have the 5-star general, which I think was like a aquarium fish, but they're really aggressive, and then the armored catfish. So they compete for home space with the o'opu.
Yeah.
And I think they eat other fish as well. So that's one thing we try to get. Well, that's something the kids can do, right? So when you guys can all come, that's something the kids can do, is fish for all the all the invasives, and then we use those things to then fertilize our plants.
Oh, I see.
So it's not that we waste anything. Full circle. We use it all. And all of that is to Kākoʻo and support this place. And so even the name of our farm is Kākoʻo ʻŌiwi, and that means to support native or support indigenous. And for us, it's to support aina, and support everyone around us and our community, because our community supports us by coming by, working, gives us people to feed. So.
Is there such thing as dry land? Lo'i or?
So lo'i is just a patch with water in it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
If you do dry land taro.
Is there dry land taro?
Yeah, and that's just your mala, your garden.
Oh, okay. I see.
So all taro can grow dry land, but not all dry land can go wetland.
Oh.
Yeah. Not
see.
all of them like just a flooded
Yeah.
space. And the thing about too with lo'i is like you want the constant movement of water. Because if it sits, it's just like us, right? If you go swimming and you sit in your warm clothes, I don't know about you, but that ain't fun. You know, so same thing. And when we think about our plant people as people, they all have the same needs. And so it's just paying attention to, and that's like all the living things here. It's all just like us. They have needs for food, water, and comfortable living space. And so that's just kind of what we try to create and provide.
Yeah.
Just trying to do what our kupuna did. They understood that. So it's just getting in the system of living with everything.
Yeah. So over here, which plant are they planting, or like which? How old are they? And they putting?
Oh, so these are just pulled a day or two ago. So the thing with Kalo, once you cut it, we cut the leaf, and then we cut the Kalo. You always want it to at least wait a day. So you kind of it's kind of like creating a band-aid.
Oh, I see.
Or like a scab. Like, you know, when we get cut, we need that scab to kokua us. And so when you plant it in water, then, you know, it won't rot or have diseases if there's any.
Yeah.
And so, all of these were pulled about a day or two ago. We had big orders this week. I think we pulled about 360 pounds of Kalo.
Oh, wow.
And then this is all the huli from that, from all that Kalo. And so we just cut it and then you put it back. And then it'll grow again. And each Kalo will have anywhere from 5 to 10 babies or oha.
Yeah.
And actually the word ohana comes from oha. Yeah. So when you plant the makua,
Cool.
you plant this makua, all the babies will come around it. And that's one ohana. And so everything coming off of it is the oha. And then this is the makua or the parent plant.
Yeah.
And then just like us, the parent plant you only grow for so long. And then it gets tired.
Yeah.
And then so we mulch it or just step it back into the lo'i. And so a lot of that, like the weeds and stuff, goes back into the lo'i, and that's the fertilizer for the lo'i.
That's cool.
We don't use any chemicals. Yeah, we use fish meal, which is dried fish in powder form.
Yeah.
But also, so all the invasive fish and things like that we can also put back into the ground. And so everything you need is right
here.
in spaces.
Yeah. So where does most of this Kalo go? Like.
So we have people that order weekly. We have small restaurants that order. But because of the situation we're in now, it's mostly families. Yeah. Families. And then we do donate to different programs, and that's been trying to feed the community. We take home sometimes too, just to feed our communities at home. Especially when this first started, we're all taking plenty. And we all some live in Waimanalo, live in Kahana and Punalu'u. We have a few in Manoa. And so it's just spreading the food out.
I think with the situation nowadays, people are starting to realize how important it is to grow your own food too. So this is really cool, like how you said, everything sustains itself and nothing is wasted. And
well, and the thing is to think, if we had a whole shutdown, right, and it was just us, can we sustain ourselves? And we can. It's just we all need to make it priority to grow food. Or even if you don't, support your local farms. Support things grown in Hawaii. It tastes better anyway. So.
I agree.
So if the store shut down, like, what are we gonna do? So you're just gonna go back to the aina, which is good for everybody. So get the kids back out too.
Right.
Come.
Need to learn, teach the younger generations.
I mean, it's just life. It's life. we get really ma'a and used to somebody else supporting our life. So when we're in state of emergency, it's good to just know how to malama. Whether it's growing your food, fishing for your food, you know, we have the fish pond down below, and that, you know, that's like the little refrigerator.
Yeah.
I'm not little, it's a big refrigerator of fish and
Yeah.
limu if you need. But that's the whole system has to work together.
Yeah.
From the back of the mountain all the way to the ocean and then out.
Yeah. I've also heard that coming out to a lo'i kalo, it's also good to not just practice growing kalo, but also practice olelo Hawaii. So
Yes.
yes, yeah, while doing the traditional.
Yeah. And the thing about olelo is that you know, there's so many stories and so
Yeah.
many things just in words that our kupuna are good at. I mean, or they just created, you know, and when you makavalu or look at those words in all its forms and from different perspectives, like, you know, it's a mind bomb all the time. But it's just nice to farm.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so we work hard and then we play hard. You work hard, then you can go swim, or that's the life of farmers and fishermen. Yeah, it's like ukupau. When you do the big task of the day, like the rubbish man, right? He pick up he picks up from all the neighborhoods he has to pick up from, and he power. Same with us, you know. But then that allows us another few hours to refine your skill on something else, like, you know, whether we're getting into making rope, setting traps, catching pigs, growing sheep. There's so many aspects of farming that, yeah, it's like good fun. It's good fun
Yeah.
being a farmer.
It must be
ask.
therapeutic and
Yeah.
nice out here.
And then you have all this space.
Yeah, all the space.
know?
That's what I was just thinking. Feels so nice. Well, thank you for having us here and teaching us about kalo and even just the meaning behind growing it and, you know, how everything works together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mahalo you folks. And come by in real life soon, I hope.
Yeah.
We can all do this in real life. Because the best part of it is getting muddy, getting dirty. Especially in our new patches, that's where all the kids get to play mud.
Yeah.
Help us
a lot
out
of
by
fun.
putting all their good joy and laughter into the dirt. So can't wait to see you folks in real life. This is nice to see people in real life. It's usually just like 5 of us. Like. But yeah, mahalo nui kako. Iho.